When I was in my 20s, I thought something that I no longer believe. I believed that while I disagreed with others politically, basically we were still on the same side. But in truth, I no longer believe that at all. Now I wonder, was it a different time, or was I just naive? Actually, I think both were true. The times were different. The 1990s were right after the Cold War, the Depression of the 1930s, the Second World War, and then the Cold War encouraged the idea that we were all in this together, that differences of opinion were merely that, a difference of opinion, that each person was entitled to their opinion and that no opinion was really better than another, while in reality each person held that their own opinion was correct. There was even a name for this. It was known as the post-war consensus. And in truth, there was a consensus. But as the Cold War went on and liberalism split, that consensus began to break down. In the 1940s, there was hardly any dispute about what constituted a family, about whether people should decide their own sex, about whether single women should have children to multiple fathers, all funded by the taxpayer, that each nation belonged to its own people and they have a right to defend that. By the 1990s, how much of that was disputed? Why, all of it was disputed. Things that were once unquestioned were now viewed as expendable and as of no value. Over time, it became harder to see those who disagree as merely having a difference of opinion. It is also obvious that this new opinion is not one-sided either. To hold the wrong opinion about homosexual marriage is forbidden in many circles, including many workplaces. Actually, I'm just as intolerant as they are. How can they live in the world we want? How can we live in the world they want? Because what is becoming increasingly obvious is that we have very little in common. What do I have in common with those who believe I am merely an economic unit? What do I have in common with those who believe that I have no sex, race, or ethnicity? What do I have in common with the foreigners who are flooding into my country? What do I have in common with those that believe a family is anything they decide? What do I have in common with those who believe that marriage is disposable and redefinable? I have next to nothing in common with these people. They are not on my side. They sell me out at every step. They don't understand or respect me. Actually, I return their lack of respect. I despise them. And I think more and more people are doing the same. How is this going to end? Very, very badly. That's how.